guys.
Good morning.
Can you believe it's Friday?
Happy Friday, yeah.
We're just like soaring right into the grand finale days of the last month of the decade, you guys.
Unbelievable.
So, of course, we're just always creating a sense of urgency, to help people get onboarded either as customers or as business partners. And especially at the end of this year, because we know that the way that we close out this month is the way we start next month, right? So we want to give everyone the opportunity to start their 2020 off the way we all are together with a bang, right?
Right. Plus, we've been doing these blitzes and making connections with people and sending invites to people. And now we have to do what?
It's end of the month closing.
We
sense
have to
of
close
urgency.
people.
Not that we weren't trying to close people throughout the whole month, but especially now we can create the end of the month, the end of the decade as basically an event when we're talking to people in private message that we want to help them get their 2020 started off strong. So anyone need help with how to move your prospects from engagement to engagement, or exposure to exposure? Did you know that the only reason we set up an exposure is so that we can then set up the next one? When we have that mindset of in it for the long haul, we're not just thinking that we're going to send a message out and then close someone right away, because that's just not realistic. Every now and then it happens, but
Right.
it's not
Think
the
about
norm.
a farmer in his field. He doesn't go out there and plant and then harvest the very next day, right? This is a natural process to nurture and water and sunlight and grow, and then to have your harvest later. And that's the same thing here. Yes.
Anyone
GoPro.
have this book?
You know this book. We've mentioned it 1,000 times.
See, the thing is, this will allow us to be completely authentic, because I often say, what if one simple book could save you and your teammates 5 years worth of struggle? This book is only like 140-ish pages. We have gone through in our almost 9 years tons of these books. I want you to see, this is like, I didn't just stage this for now. There are pages falling out. There are markers everywhere. There is handwriting and highlighting. We didn't just buy this because someone told us to glance it and put it on a shelf. We have been a student of this, and we promise you that the formulas in here, the shares in here, could help save you. If you are a student, you read it, you highlight it, you wear it out, you have to buy a new one to replace it, you read from it when you're talking to people.
It's a manual. It's not a book. It's a manual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we here for today?
Well, all right, so on page 79, if you open up those books that you have, on page 79, it feels, are we even in this page? I don't see anything. Maybe we just can't see comments or whatever. But on page 79 is where I have it marked here with the Best Buy receipt. Concept number 2, the only reason to have an exposure is to set up the next exposure. When I got started, I would conclude every exposure by saying, what do you think? No one told me that was one of the worst things I could do. It
Don't
felt like
say,
a natural,
what do you think?
Right? It felt natural. This is Eric Worre saying this, but the results were terrible. So he asked one of his mentors for help, and then he learned some of the things that we're going to share with you that are also in this book. So make sure you open up the book to page 77, which is chapter 7, and it talks about following up with your prospects.
I want to say something. Remember what we are doing. When we talk about exposure to exposure, we're educating people on our products or opportunity and what it does for them and how it solves a problem. And so we have to identify the problem, agitate that problem, make sure we educate them on how we can help them solve that problem. But we're not in the convincing business. Proper sales is not convincing. We're sorting. So all we're doing is sorting through our prospects, either client prospects, customer prospects, or business partner prospects, and moving them from education point to education point to see if it's right for them. Not convincing, we're in the sorting. They're either interested in moving on or they're not interested in moving to the next step.
On the list or off the list, and they get to decide. We're just their tour guide through this process. All right, so what I'm going to share with you now, there is in our Files tab. So if you're on your phone, at the top, you're going to scroll over, you're going to find Files, and then you're going to look through that list of very awesome things that are in that Files tab, and one of them is called Follow Up, and then all caps Fortune, because the fortune is in the follow up. So I shared there kind of a series of questions that and steps that I take people through, just guiding them through a decision whether they're interested or not. So Joe's going to talk to you about after they said they're interested, or when we know they're interested in their business prospect, he's going to talk about a close there. But this is the follow up. So I've already got them in the ATM group. I've tagged them in the video. As soon as I have someone in the group, I am marking my calendar or my database, whatever you're using. I like to have that hard copy my very next day on my calendar. That person's name goes there, because as soon as I wake up the next morning, I'm going to be leaving these messages, and they sound like this. So let's assume that this one was a business partner prospect. I have 2 questions. One of these 2 I'm going to use, and I just change it up depending on how I feel at the moment. But both of them are fine. Great. So I'm in a hurry, because we talked about Eric Worre's being in a hurry scripts, right? We've been talking about that. So I'm in a hurry, and I usually am. So in the morning, I'm like, "Good morning, beautiful lady." Of course, I can say that. Guys can't say "Good morning, beautiful lady" unless it's to his wife.
Hey, what's up? Or whatever.
Right. But "Good morning, beautiful lady. Hey, I'm getting ready to run out the door, but I don't want to drop the ball on you. Wanted to circle back here and ask you, what did you like best about what you saw?"
Repeat that.
You are setting them up for a favorable response.
What did you like best about what you saw? Not what did you think? What you said
even
before.
Eric Worre said,
You don't
"What
want
did
to
you
use
think?"
what did you
before.
think. What did you like best? We want to conjure up positive images, positive responses.
So I either use that, and that's in the files in the document called Follow Up Fortune, or my second thing that I also like equally as well is "Great morning, Cindy. Hey, I have a million things going on. Wanted to drop by here real quick before I head out the door. Listen, based on what you've learned or what you've seen, do you see the opportunity for yourself here?" That's very powerful, because you're really getting them in a position of making a decision. Yes, I do, or no, they don't have enough information, right? In any case, I'm leaving that question, and then I'm preparing for the next step, which is, "Great, sounds like you're ready. Do you have any questions about the 2 packages, that we have to onboard you with as a business partner," right?
Yep.
So, now, not everyone respond, right? Did you ever have anyone go crickets on you? Yeah, it happens to every single person.
Many times. More than half the time. So
Oh, for sure. People go crickets. I don't care. They're not looking for me. I'm looking for people who are looking for me, right? So I just keep going, keep sending out the next. But I've marked them on my calendar, and let's say I send, "Do you see the opportunity for yourself here?" and they didn't respond, or "What did you like best?" 48 hours after that, again, I'm marking my calendar, so I'm a good follow-upper, and I'm marking my calendar 48 hours later, and I go back with this very simple sentence, just these words with a question mark. Did that make sense? That's 4 words. Did that make sense? Question mark. You would be amazed how many people are like, "Oh, yeah, totally made sense," because people are busy. This is not their highest priority until they're on board, right? But did that make sense? Oftentimes opens up that door of communication, and they're going to share. Sometimes it doesn't, but I have an app for that. I have a solution for that. So let's say they did not respond to that. So obviously, if they said yes and they give you a good answer, you're going to move them forward to the next engagement. But here's follow-up number 3. So you guys, everyone here is part of the #1 team in this company. I mean, you guys are unfreaking believable. So you have a story. You are part of a team. We all have this story together. We're in it to win it together. So I go into, this is a ninja move, so you're definitely going to want to write this down. I go into private message. I thought about what the story is, an update. I'm going to leave an update. This is for a business prospect, right? I'm going to leave an update. So it's going to sound something like this, and this is in that document as well. Good morning, Sonia. Hey, I just want to circle back here. I know you and I in the past have talked about this business opportunity with Lab. Wanted to give you a quick update. I'm so proud of our team. And then I leave an authentic share. Man, I cannot believe that this team is already, rocking the top of the recognition and rank advancement charts. I'm just so proud to be a part of that. And whatever the story is, or maybe I'm so proud of our team. So many of us are going to Vegas or to Dallas. Blah, blah, blah.
Or your own story of, hey,
yes.
I'm so excited. I earned my first commission check. Wow,
Right.
it's going great.
Right.
Whatever.
Your individual or your team thing. So you're just leaving an update, and you're saying, hey, just wanted to give you a quick update. I know we talked about this opportunity. Here's the update. Here's how you close it. You don't ask any other question other than, how are you doing? That's the ninja move. You're just giving an update, teasing them, and then backing off and saying, so how you doing? What's new? What's up? What's new and exciting for 2020 for you, right?
And what you're doing there is agitating the problem. Did they fix their problem of why they were interested in the first place? Maybe they still are looking to pay off credit cards. Maybe they're still, looking to get a, transition from a job. Whatever it is, something they dislike and hasn't changed. You're agitating that so that they consider paying attention more.
Right on.
Right? That's what we do.
Another agitating. Yesterday,
I'm an agitator.
Joe agitated. He shared his story in the group and publicly about having lost 7 pounds in
Kicking the soda habit.
kicking the soda. Totally hit a hot
That's
button.
a problem. I kicked the soda habit.
Because you know what's happening here coming up January 1st, right? New Year's resolutions. That's a hot button. So he's already agitating that. So when
Yep.
he goes in for the jab, jab, jab punch, that he's postured there. And he has a list of people who commented, right, on that post. So anyway, that's that. I don't give up on him yet. Maybe it's going to come to a close after that. Maybe they're like, hey, listen, I'm ready to go. Most often, not. But here is my grand finale in terms of follow-ups. So this might be a week later, whatever. I'm going to circle, and I'm just staging it. So the first follow-up is 24 hours. The next follow-up is 48 hours later. And the next one might be 3 and 4 days. The next one, a week or 2. But here's the final one. Good morning, Susie. Hey, I just want to circle back and ask you, did you want me to take you off my list? Well, people get into a panic when, first of all, they're like, what? There's a list? But people get all kinds of panicky about that. Or some cases, they say yes.
If they're interested in your product
Yeah.
or opportunity, they don't want you to take them
Right.
off your list. If they're not interested, they'll be like, yeah, thanks.
Hey, Susie, did you want me to take you off my list? And I voice message these messages, by the way, because they can hear my sincerity when I do this. Did you want me to take you off my list? Because the last thing I want to do is waste your time or bug you. And for that matter, I don't want to waste my time. I just really love helping women get what they told me they wanted from this. Were you really serious about wanting, and then I fill in the blank,
Wanting to fix that problem you were talking to me about, right?
So that's like all of my ninja moves on taking people from engagement to engagement.
And exposure, I want to throw in that you can also put in there, hey, just wanted to check back with you. Our team, we're having a webinar on Sunday night to talk more about these products and see some testimonials and how it's helping people. Just wanted to see if you were still interested in fixing your X, agitate the problem again, and see if you wanted to be involved in that event. That's an exposure. That's an education piece so they learn more. Another great follow-up.
Never been a better time of year to do these kind of follow-ups, like go back to your whole list from when you started and just move forward and close this, because 2020, a new year is when people are ready to shift into a new direction, and they're already thinking about it because they have the heavy load of Christmas behind them now. Now the shift is 2020. So that's that part.
Follow up. Let's move on to closing, because we're going to make a really long video here. We might as well make it a whole training video and just keep it, right?
Yeah.
So closing. Now that you followed up and you have people that are interested, and they say yes, they're still interested. Here's something that you can say. You can say this. Okay, great. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, 1 being don't bother, 10 being how do I get started, where would you say you are right now? Okay? If they give you a 1 or a 2, just say, all right, no problem, this isn't for you. If they give you a 3, 4, 5 or higher, whatever, they're holding back and they're saying probably a 5, probably a 6. Hopefully they're saying 7, 8, 9. Okay? But if they say 4, 5, 6, say, great, sounds like you're really interested, but you have some questions. How about if you put those questions together, and I'll make a time and we'll get my mentor on the phone with us, and we'll get your questions answered to see if this is right for you or not. Right?
Or it can also be a three-way message stream.
Or a three-way message stream nowadays works as well. Phone still works best.
Yeah.
Because if people aren't willing to get on a phone, they're not really interested. If not willing to get in a message chat, they're not really interested. Okay? So again, it's another filter. But the thing is, what we're trying to do is help you get to a three-way closing. If you're not comfortable doing a closing yourself, because we have to get to close. Without customers, without business partners, we don't have a business. Without getting to the ask, we don't have a business, right? So some people are shy about doing that, but we have to keep moving these exposures along to a decision. Without decisions, you don't have a business, right? You don't have a prospect, right? You have a ton of prospects and no business.
We like to take the fear. Any of your leaders like to help you remove that fear, and because a lot of people are afraid to ask because they're afraid they're going to hear no. You need those no's. You need to move on.
Right.
Well, so it's usually no, not right now. Unless someone's a real jack off, they're still on my list. They just don't know it. I will circle back to them in a few months, right?
Yeah, if it's hard no, I can even take them off. I don't even care, So move on. But the point is, now go to the closing. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's assume you're something above a 4 or 5, something like that. Okay, now you want to move them in three-way close. Get them into a three-way chat or a call. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get them in that three-way chat or call, and you're simply going to say, hey, Susie, this is my mentor, Tina, or this is my coach, Tina, whatever you want to say. This is my trainer, Tina, for this new gig I have going on. This is how I learn, and she's here to answer any questions. She's really great. She's really busy, though, and they're super successful in this business. So hopefully we can get through this really quickly. But go ahead and shoot any questions you have to Tina, and I know that she'll help answer them, right? Okay? So you're edifying Tina. You're edifying her, building her up, so it looks more important and more urgency in that prospect's eyes, okay? Then Tina's going to come into the three-way chat, or I am, or somebody.
First, and after, whichever order you do it, edify me, but you also want to introduce me to your person. So
exactly.
You say, Tina, this is my friend so-and-so. She's a 10, or she's an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. She has a few questions she wants to ask.
That's right.
Tina, take it away. And then you can just step back.
Then you just listen.
No more engagement from you. That you've already done your hard work. So then turn it over and allow your upline to take them through the. No matter how tempting it is to insert feelings or whatever, just let the upline, the mentor, do that close for you.
So we're gonna say, hey, okay, great. So Sonia has shown you the videos. You're interested. You're on a scale of 1 to 6. What did you like best about what you saw? Well, I really like the fact that I could, earn some extra money on the side. Great. Sounds awesome. So they really want to earn some extra money, right? So what we're gonna say here is, based on what you've seen, if you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time?
Page 98.
Page 98 of Eric Worre tells us exactly what to say.
And he actually read that
I just
from
read
the
that.
book.
I don't even have to be an expert. Like, I could sit there on the message and say, based on what you've seen, if you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? Here's what you're doing there, and we're doing there, is we're letting it be their decision. We're letting the amount of money, don't assume that you know that they want to make $500 a month or $2,000 a month. Let it be their decision.
We're going to
it's
move our,
raining.
You keep talking, I'll move
The next thing, let them make that decision themselves. And then the next thing we're going to say is approximately, if they said, oh, I want to make $2,000 a month or $1,000 per month, then we're going to say approximately, sorry,
It's raining.
approximately how many hours could you commit each week to develop that kind of income? To develop that $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month, okay? How many hours could you commit each week? In other words, how many hours could they commit to their goals? You're not convincing them that they have to do this all the time. You let it be their decision how much time. We let it be everybody else's decision in this team how much time they want to spend on their goals. That's their decision. That's not our decision, right? So you let that be their decision. And then how many months would you work these kind of hours in order to develop that kind of income? So how many months are you going to give yourself? And how many hours per week are you going to give yourself to earn $1,500 to $2,000 a week or whatever it is that they give the answer, right?
As the closer, if I'm on the phone, I'm writing down their answers, because when it gets to
this question, great. Now, if I could show you how to develop an income of $2,000 per month, working 20 hours per week, over the next 12 months, are you ready to get started with us? Yes or no, right? It's a yes or no question. Are you ready to get started with us? You've walked them through all the stuff they want. They know about our product and opportunity. Now it's all about, do they want in or not, right? And it's based on their decisions. You're not convincing them. It's what they want. So it's a matter of, are you willing to go for it or not, right? And that's as simple as it is, gang, is we have to just get to that question. Are you ready to get started? If I gave you this plan to make $2,000 a month on 20 hours a week over the course of the next 6 to 12 months, are you ready to get started? Now, if they tell you they want to make $10,000 in the next month, you're going to say, whoa, this isn't for you. This, we have a misunderstanding. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. Let's be realistic, right? But this is what we do all the time with people, so that we move them either on our list and in the group, or off our list that we have to move on to other people. If we're not constantly churning hundreds of people and 150 people per month, 3 people per day, so that's 1,800 people per year, to get our 20 to 30 reps, right? 10 to 50 customers over the course of the year. That's what we do, okay? Anything else?
I think
So does this training help? We're going to keep this training as our follow-up and closing training. I hope you all spend the time watching it, enjoy it. But again, this is the key right here. There's nothing fancy here. We just follow the manual.
Happy New Year, guys.
All right, gang. Thanks.